But man, we gotta talk about that fight scene.
Absolutely.
Man. That freaking fight scene in the airport where it's Team Cap featuring Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Ant-Man, who am I forgetting? Bucky, of course.
Falcon.
And Falcon. I don't know if I said Falcon before, but Falcon as well. Yeah. Versus Team Iron Man featuring Spidey, Spider-Man, dude. I can't believe I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Black Widow. Sorry, Hawkeye was the other person on Team Cap.
Oh, yeah.
Over on Team Iron Man, Black Widow, Spider-Man, War Machine, The Vision, Iron Man, of course. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that I'm missing. Black Panther. I mean, bruh.
That was, my God. That was the best fight scene in any superhero movie ever.
Of all time, bro.
No movie even comes close. Not even close.
I know some people were wishing that there could have been more heroes, like the actual Civil War comic, which stretches across the Marvel brand in general, which includes like hundreds of Marvel characters. But there was enough visual stimulation in those scenes to last me a lifetime. I mean, Spider-Man was absolutely spectacular, and I use the word spectacular both for this show and the spectacular Spider-Man.
It's just
he was awesome.
Here's the key. This is what makes superhero team-ups. This is what makes a good superhero team-up fight, or a good superhero fight team-up, whatever you want to call it, versus one that's not so bad. Batman vs. Superman.
Oh, damn. Shots fired over here. Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
The team, the heroes, they have their strengths and they have their weaknesses, so they work together. They work together in a way that's creative.
Yeah.
That's what made this fight scene awesome.
Yeah.
They were like, listen, get on the arrow, Ant-Man. I'm going to shoot you over there. Spider-Man, hook up this dude's feet. And then War Machine, you get his shoulders. I'm going to get his knees and we're going to take him out. It's stuff like that. It's just like, yo. Like in the words of Emergency Awesome, they did the thing.
Yo, first of all, Emergency Awesome, they stole that from The Legend of Korra.
Yeah.
Charlie Snyder stole that from Legend of Korra. That is a character named Varric from Legend of Korra who says they did the thing or do the thing. So that's what that's from.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I haven't seen Legend of Korra yet. So.
Yes, that is from that show.
But
I mean,
man.
What it gave me a picture was that, with the exception of some of the newer people that are newer to the team, like, Ant-Man, Black Panther.
Yeah.
It was like they knew each other's abilities.
Yep.
And they knew what they were capable of, and they were able to synchronize their fighting skills. I mean, Bucky and Falcon teaming up to try and take on Spider-Man, who, by the way, we'll talk about, at a later point, but masterful how, they just had him swinging around and kind of, he was, you can see he's very powerful and very agile, but at the same time, he was screwing up at every turn, which I found hilarious, which shows that he's very much a rookie.
Yeah.
And we also got to see Giant Man.
Yeah.
Instead of like Ant-Man growing up to that super large size and taking on the Avengers, bro.
I mean, honestly,
I nearly lost it in the theater when that happened.
I think Ant-Man stole it in that fight.
Yeah,
I think he stole it because we were thinking, oh, Spider-Man's gonna be here, Black Panther's gonna be here. Yeah, and we were happy Ant-Man was there, but nobody was thinking Ant-Man would go large, would go giant. And I was like, oh, shit. Yeah. Like he had his moments as Tic Tac, as Falcon likes to call him.
Yeah. I love that nickname.
And he went big. And it changed the dynamic of the fight. And then that put in a Star Wars reference in there, man. Just because he went big and all that. And it was so many things layered on top of each other. It was Ant-Man going big, Spider-Man making a Star Wars reference, and at the same time making like commentary on the generation, like the young kids.
Yeah,
because he was like, you remember that old ass movie where they were doing, it was like Star Wars or something, and there was that giant robot. And in my head, I'm like, motherfucker, it's AT-AT. What are you talking about? And then,
bro, I'm 26 years old. I actually felt bad when he was like, you know that old movie Empire Strikes Back? I wasn't alive when Empire Strikes Back came out, but I was very familiar with that. I'm very familiar. You know, we're both huge Star Wars fans.
Yeah.
We're very familiar with that movie. And when he said, you know that old movie, my heart just cringed. I was like, yo, Peter, you better watch your words right now.
It's just, I mean, it was years before we were around, but it was still around when we were like, it was the integral part of us growing up. We didn't see it as an old ass movie. Like nobody.
Absolutely.
I never thought that, but he's kind of right. Like I can't.
Yeah, and Peter in this movie, he's about 15 years old. You know, he's about a freshman in high school, maybe a sophomore, maybe. So really and truly, in 2016, the kid was born after the millennium.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is weird for us because we were born like, you know, and you were born in the late 80s. I was born, you know, early 90s. Yeah. So my man is like talking about this old movie. I'm like, bro, you better watch your mouth. Like, you better watch your mouth, man. Yeah, but I mean, that airport scene, it was just amazing because you saw the trailers, you knew they were gonna clash, but you didn't know how rewarding it was gonna be. You know, so oftentimes you see, you know, something in a trailer and you know you actually see it play on the movie, and you're just like, all right, that was cool. that was pretty awesome. Oh, come on. Yo, Ben Affleck's about to get you, man. He's about to throw a batarang at your forehead.
About to shoot me like the Batman that he is.
But I mean, the way those action scenes played out, I mean, Black Panther, yo, son. He was doing some crazy kicks where he was like in the air for way longer than any man had any business being in the air, man. Like
there's some like
I was like, yo, my man needs to sign up for the NBA or something, man. He was in the air for like 16 minutes kicking somebody. I was like, yo.
He did some sort of like Kung Lao Mortal Kombat kick. Like it was like 3 kick combo. I'm like, how the hell you do that? And that was the thing. I mean, they did the character justice. They set him up wonderfully, and he helped the movie. Like he wasn't just there like, oh, it's just Black Panther. Like he was an integral part of the movie, moving it forward. Like they weren't just trying to add extra stuff in there.
And every character got their shine in terms of the fight scenes. You know what I mean? We saw like Hawkeye. You know, we saw him. Bro, it finally made my dream come true, letting Ant-Man sit on one of his arrows as he fires it. That was like a dream of mine to see that on screen, man. I loved that.
And that was the other thing that made this fight so great is that people were no one seemed overly powerful. Like people seemed like they could take each other on one-on-one.
Yeah.
Like whether they had to outsmart the other person or they were just stronger than the other person.
Sure.
And that was, I mean, I know people like you said earlier, they wanted to see more of the heroes, but if you had like Hulk and Thor there, like the Hulk would like ate that fight would have gone on for days.
Yeah.
So it worked out. It worked out well. Like I was really content with what we'll get that big superhero bash with Infinity Wars when it's Thanos, when they're going up against Thanos. That's when we're gonna see everybody going into the
and it's to say what to add on to what you're saying about the weaknesses and strengths of these characters. It was dope to see a character facing down. I can't think of a particular matchup right now, but like let's just say like Hawkeye about to do something like uber, shoot some arrows, and uber powerful characters about to like basically smack them out of the air. But for example, perfect example. Hawkeye is firing arrows at Iron Man. Iron Man's like pew pew pew, like get these out of here, and he's kind of like, oh, you missed. And he's like, no, I didn't. Ant-Man's on my arrows, and now he's inside your armor messing it up, pretending to be your conscience as he speaks inside his armor. It was a really cool thing for these characters to help each other and to team up to create fair matchups, basically. You know what I mean? I just had a great time, man. Fantastic movie, man. But
so you want to give it any sort of score?
A score?
I'm just asking.
Are we rating things, man? Are we giving things numbers?
I just put that out there. We don't have to. I'm just saying.
I mean, I feel like now we said we might have to, but I feel like generally speaking, we've tried to shy away from numbers because we, there's a trend with numbers where it's like, oh, well, you gave this movie a 9 this movie 8.7. Is that movie a better movie than this one? I'm like, maybe, but they're also different movies. So, I don't know. It was
fantastic. Give it a verbal rating.
It was spectacular. It was spectacular. And it is in the upper echelon of Marvel movies, without a doubt, bro. Easily. And, you know, we're going to be ranking Marvel films, all the Marvel films that are in the Marvel Cinematic Universe down the road. But I would be super surprised if it didn't end up in at least the top 3. At least the top 3.
Top 2, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, there you go. You know, and also keep in mind, as we take time, we move away from the movie, we're going to think of things. We're going to, you know, think of things that we didn't think of before. Maybe it'll make the movie better in our eyes. Maybe it'll make it worse.
Because it's weird. But, if you look, real quick, like I look back on the first Avengers. I loved it when I first saw it. Then over time, I was like, it wasn't all that great. But then now I look back on it fondly. Like, it's kind of like I came full circle. I'm like, you know, it is what it is. But I really enjoyed it.
Yes. Agreed.
But yeah.
But that being said, man, let's get on out of here, man.
Let's do it.
Let's move on to other things. Thank you guys for listening. As usual, you could probably find our social media in the description. You can find me on Twitter at Hazy Room. You can find Deep Voice on Twitter at Deep Voice. But yeah, we're getting on out of here, guys.
Peace.